I'm Craig Glendy, Editor-in-Chief here at Guinness World Records, and this is the story of the world's shortest people. So, over the years, we've been lucky enough to meet and measure the world's shortest living people from across the world. Like Portuguese drummer Antonio Ferreira, or the Dominican movie actor Nelson de la Rosa, Nepal's Khagendra Thapan Magar, America's Bridget Jordan, Junrei Ballawing from the Philippines, and of course China's He Pingping. And the shortest person ever confirmed by Guinness World Records was Chandra Bahadur Dangi. At the age of 72, this remarkable man averaged just 21.5 inches, or 54.6 centimetres. Guinness World Records has been documenting little people from the very first edition back in 1955. In that first book, we list the shortest person in medical literature to be a 37-year-old unnamed man who supposedly stood 16 inches tall. These days, what's most important to Guinness World Records is that claimants must be able to prove how short they are. This is why we now insist on measuring people 3 times a day, and by a doctor or a medical professional. So the question you might now be asking is, why do certain people have such short statures? Well, short stature, or dwarfism as it's still often called in the medical profession, is usually the result of a genetic mutation. This malfunction in the genes can be random, or it can be inherited from your parents. This means that 2 average height parents can have a child with a short stature, or 2 parents with dwarfism can have an average height child. There are literally thousands of different medical conditions that can result from genetic mutations, and those that result in short stature are typically caused by the body not producing enough growth hormone. This is what caused the short stature of Edward Hernandez, for example, who you met earlier. Dwarfism is also divided into 2 main types: proportionate and non-proportionate. With proportionate dwarfism, the person is smaller than average all over, like He Pingping, who was crowned the shortest living man back in 2008. With disproportionate dwarfism, the person has a combination of average-sized body parts and some that are shorter than average, typically the arms and legs, like James Lusted here, who's one half of the married couple with the greatest height difference. There's one other important distinction here at Guinness World Records. We divide all short stature records into just 2 bigger categories: mobile and non-mobile. Take, for instance, Florida's Wildine Aumwa. She's the shortest non-mobile woman in the world. Wildine was born with Sadan dysplasia. This is a bone growth disorder that has left her confined to a wheelchair. But not that this stops Wildine from living life to the full. She's studying to become a pharmacist, and she even hosts her own YouTube channel called Life of Wildine, where she educates the public about her form of dwarfism. Compare Wildine now with the shortest mobile woman, Jyoti Amji of India. Doctors believe that Jyoti's height is the result of a malfunctioning pituitary gland. This is the organ that regulates the release of growth hormone, and Jyoti simply hasn't produced enough growth hormone for a woman of her age. The result? At 28 years old, she stands just over 2 foot tall, or 62.8 centimetres to be precise. This means that Jyoti is the world's shortest living woman alive today. We also recognise short stature in terms of vocation. Here, for example, is Frank Hatcham, who was the first person to be named by Guinness World Records as the world's shortest bus driver. And let's not forget about Pratik Mohit, the world's shortest bodybuilder. And if you're a fan of the American Horror Story TV series, you might just recognise that Ma Petite is played by, well, yes, Jyoti Amji, who, as well as being the world's shortest woman, is also the world's shortest actress. What Jyoti and all of our short stature record holders demonstrate is that being small is no barrier to living at large. Yes, they face challenges fitting into a world that's not built for their size. Of course they do. But these inspiring people have shown remarkable resilience, and the determination is there not to let their size stop them living a full and active